Deal number 3. So this was my second deal. I got door knocking pre-foreclosures. I was just going every single day in the off season for solar. I'm already used to knocking doors. This was a pre-foreclosure lead in Garland, Texas. I actually knocked this and I almost didn't knock the door. There was a car that pulled up front. I think someone was talking outside. Once they went inside, I actually walked back up. I don't know why I did that, but luckily I pulled back up to it. There was the daughter and the son of the older couple that owned the house were luckily there. So this is consistency, right place, right time. They'd probably been knocked on by a ton of other people before this and cold called, because when I walked up, I was asking about the house. They said, oh yeah, this is our parents' house and we're just gonna let it go to foreclosure. I think they owed $180,000 left on the whole mortgage, and they had an offer from an investor for $178,000. And the investor wouldn't go above that. So like, we're not gonna pay $2,000 to help stop the foreclosure. We need to put them in a nursing home anyways. And I was just like, hey, if I can get you some money out of this, like any reason you guys wouldn't do it? And they're like, no. So I immediately walked in there. They let me walk through the house. I got pictures of everything. So I went into each room, got like 0.5 picture video walkthrough. It was just really dated, wasn't in terrible shape, but just hasn't been updated for probably 30 years. And the ARV of the house, so if it was in perfect condition, was about, I think it was 365-ish, maybe 370. And so I immediately shot this. This is 2 weeks, maybe less than 2 weeks to the foreclosure date. So they did not have much time. They were fully ready to give up. And once I shot the picture over to one of our disposition guys that has access to a ton of buyers, I shot him over the pictures, and he immediately, I got their phone numbers, but he immediately shot back probably within like 15 minutes and said, hey, I can do 225. So this is pretty funny. So I got 225 from the buyer knowing they could offer that. I went immediately back to the sellers, the daughter and the son, called them both while I was sitting at a gas station in my car. And I said, hey, I can get you guys 190,000. It's gonna put 10K in your pocket. So they had 180,000 left on the payoff. Their first offer was 178. I said, hey, I can get you 190. If I can get you 10,000, like, can we get this done? She's like, yeah. So ended up drawing up the contract in my car, shot it over to him, immediately got the assignment contract to the buyer. So I did have to get son and daughter on board, which took a second. But once we got it through, she ended up trying to get an agent involved to look at the paperwork. So it almost blew up the deal, but luckily the agent just checked my paperwork, made sure everything was good. I got the contract over to title. I spent $10 again on the earnest money to make the contract valid. Once I shot that to title, we sent the assignment contract from the buyer. So it took about 3 weeks, or no, it was 2 weeks from the foreclosure date. So we closed about 12 days after I got it under contract with this new buyer, and they funded the full 225. I got paid the $35,000 at closing. So I turned this $10 and a few weeks of door knocking into that $35,000 assignment fee. I already knew how to do my own contract. I did this one myself. And within that week and a half, 2 weeks, I was able to get paid and move on to the next deal. So this buyer probably did make a good profit on it. I think I could have gotten more for it. I didn't negotiate at all. It was my second deal ever. I probably, knowing what I know now, after shooting the pictures, seeing the repairs that were needed, I would have been like, hey, I'm looking for 235, and I'm sure I could have negotiated up there. But end of the day, $35,000 assignment fee, and was able to help this person stop the foreclosure, put some money in their pocket. They got them moved into a nursing home, but helped them pay for a lot of that cost. So it was pretty cool to see. Deal number 3.